y'all? I'm J Maxwell. This is J Max Reacts. I'm back to watch another video. Tonight I'm going to be watching Drinking with My Parents for the First Time. This is a Truth to Drink video by Cut. Let's see what happens in this one.
Tell me about the night of my conception.
Oh wow.
I remember this vividly.
Oh. Wait. Is that the guy from the new drawing thing that I watched?
Hi, I'm Jesse.
It is!
These are my parents. This is Tony.
He looks like
This is
both his
Kathy.
parents.
Jesse, tell me a little bit about your relationship with your parents.
It's healthy. I feel supported.
Well fed.
Well fed. I think that's the primary love language. It's like just Chinese food on a nightly basis. I think that's a good one.
Jesse, why don't you start?
Was I an accident or a mistake?
Oh, wow.
Take a shot if I was planned.
Yeah, you were planned. So this is just a way to get us to drink.
That's cool.
Bottoms up.
Pretty strong.
Pretty strong. Diluted White Claw, pretty strong.
Hey, yo, diluted White Claw still get you there.
Name one way we've been good parents and one way we've been bad parents.
I'll start with the good. Can't imagine having more support. I feel like, should I fail, like I'm always fine, which is like a huge luxury.
Okay, Jesse, how about the bad?
I would have liked to talk more with you guys, like about things that aren't like school. Because I've realized I've never once talked about my feelings in my whole life, drastically hampering the development of my interpersonal relationships.
Okay.
And I get to learn it now. I'm relearning it. I'm like learning it for the first time. But I have to learn it as an adult. Much more challenging, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you guys don't talk about your feelings.
I don't have feelings.
That is a whole move.
In preparation for when I have kids of my own, please demonstrate how I should give the talk.
The birds and the bees.
The birds and the bees, yeah, we never talked about that.
Oh, wow.
That was probably a mistake.
Why didn't you give me the talk?
I think it's a cultural thing with you.
In China, it's not a good thing to talk about.
I'll probably follow suit with your bad example.
I think maybe just order a book on Amazon or something. Get a video.
I'm going to go to a Blockbuster, the one in Bend, Oregon, and I'm going to rent some
Bend,
birds and
Oregon.
bees stuff.
List the recreational drugs you've tried.
Huh.
Pot, Adderall, mushrooms, caffeine. Oh, I've done LSD.
Wow.
It's synthetic.
It's a synthetic. Alcohol, cocaine.
I had a friend who did cocaine.
Uh-huh.
And they found him in the trunk of a car, beaten by a baseball bat.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a case study on why you shouldn't do
Yeah,
cocaine.
it is.
Exactly.
But I do like trying things once.
Remember our next door neighbor who died of
Right.
fentanyl?
I don't even know what fentanyl is.
Fentanyl is the one that comes over from China and is way too strong and just kills people.
How do you know so much about drugs?
I went to school in Berkeley in the 70s.
Yikes. Oh, he know a lot.
Invented
You
them.
invented it, yeah.
Definitely
You've never
invented
smoked
them.
weed with me.
No, that's very bad.
We can do it right now.
Ayo.
Honey, you probably drink it too much.
Tell me about the night of my conception.
I remember this vividly. 1991. Missionary Kurt
No.
Cobain and Nirvana were playing Teen Spirit.
What?
Not even the sex position.
I don't
Damn.
talk about this. So.
Get it to drink.
And I even don't know what's going on.
She said I'm not going to talk about that at
On
all.
the count of 3, name your favorite parent.
Can't do
Ooh.
that. Pretty full, huh?
Well, this is a big show.
Have I been more successful and less successful than you thought I would be? Mom, I want you to answer this because you probably have something.
Just give them
You
your
probably-
traditional Chinese
Right, because you want me to
thing,
be
you're
a
doctor,
you want me to be a computer
lawyer,
guy.
computer guy.
Yeah, you deeply want me to be a computer guy.
Oh my
so
God.
You should tell me all the time.
Yeah, that's true. But I can do about it. You like it, you will be successful. If I push you to what I want you to do, maybe you never can be successful. Let's see where you go.
Right.
Between your mom and me, who's the mean parent
Oh, wow.
and who's the fun parent?
Well, mom's the mean parent and the fun parent. You're the most neutral person I've ever met. I mean, I'm very neutral, I think, a lot of the time. So
Yeah, same.
I get that from. Have you ever felt like a failure as a parent?
Oh, wow.
Not really, because everything I ask for since your elementary school, you always 5.0. Middle school, high school was 4.0. Go to university, you was 3.8.
Look at that, it's just all about the grades. Have you guys ever considered divorce?
I will say we don't have problem between me and your daddy, except his mom causes trouble.
Mom was kind of traumatized by my mom, I think. Who was a very
Right.
manipulative person.
Right.
Ooh.
But no better because our dad. Funny.
Saw that. Would you like to have a different kind of relationship with us now that you are an adult?
I want to be able to talk as though I'm talking to somebody who's also trying to navigate through life, because it's not like as though you're done navigating through it and like figuring it out, but we don't discuss that joint navigation, and it would be like nice to talk more about what I'm going through and what you're going through. So I would like to talk about that more.
Well, stay away from that fentanyl.
Definitely stay away from that.
How was this for you?
It was a very positive experience.
Yeah, I think so.
All you guys together, just be like, play the game.
We're marketing on their behalf.
Oh,
Free marketing.
So 1, 2, 3.
play it again.
Play the game.
Okay, so that was a really, really good one. I enjoyed that one. I saw it come through a few weeks ago, and I thought about watching it, but I just didn't. So I decided to do it today. So that one was interesting, and that one I think for me is anytime I watch videos on this channel at this point, y'all can just kind of tune out if you don't want to, or if you don't want to hear what I have to say. But like I try to give you all a response, and I try to also insert bits of my own life into it to make it relative and tell you kind of why I watch these videos and why I look at certain content that I do. Cut is just open and super applicable in different ways of life, just like Darman and other things that you see me watch. For this one, like I took notes right here because I wanted to just kind of like recap some of the things that they said and show you just how he's 2 years older than me based on the what they said. I think 1991 was his year, 93 was for me. And parents of different ages and different times literally can still be the same. So like he couldn't list his favorite parent. I can't do that either. I think when I was younger, because of my living situation, I came from what I call a patched home. I have a stepfather, mom. I'm still very close to my real dad, like not real dad, my dad. I hate to say it like that, but in the Black household, it kind of comes off as stepdad, real dad. They're both my dads. But definitely growing up, we did not talk about our feelings, and I definitely had to go through a phase of relearning it. Now he's 30 relearning it. I might have been 24, and what helped me was that my master's degree had a lot of human development in it, so I really was able to kind of sort through a lot of things that I had kind of compartmentalized throughout my earlier years. Until I got to a point where I was old enough to actually sit with my parents and have certain discussions. Like my mom is a lot more open now to a lot of conversations. That midlife crisis definitely helped. And then once I got old enough to go and actually hang out with my dad and sit at the grown people's table, because I come from a very diverse background where kind of like he has the Chinese and the white, I have the hood and the not so hood, let's put it that way. So one side of my family is the hood, and in the hood, as a kid they put you out the gate, because they're in the front doing what they do. You go out the gate, you play until the street light come up. Now that I'm old enough to go and sit with them and smoke with them, drink with them, that kind of stuff, I can actually have conversations with them about real life things. So at this phase in my life, my dad and I are like this. We super close, we super tight. But yeah, talking about feelings, relearning feelings, that was something that came up a lot as I kind of navigated through like my mid-20s. I'm in my late 20s now. And like the failure as a parent thing is always funny to me too, because I've asked that question before and I've gotten an answer that I thought, I was like, yeah, they probably gonna be like, yo, we wanted you to be so much further along. And they're like, nah, you just where we want you to be at, especially now that I moved back home. And then more or less successful. So when I look at success, like my parents love me to death. They know exactly like what they wanted from me, which was just to go further than them, and I've done that. My grandparents are like that, I guess that structure that I look for. And so I have to ask that question to my grandparents, and I get the same level of support. But like he said, his mom really wanted him to be a computer guy. My grandmother did as well, and my granddad and my stepfather didn't understand why I made a career transition, because what I don't tell people is that my undergraduate degree was actually in IT, and I wanted to be a systems analyst and a database administrator. Funny way life works, after I graduated with my master's degree in student affairs, I still wound up doing IT in higher ed, so it was just this weird culmination. But I just knew I didn't want to do that with my life, because you know, sometimes IT men are very antisocial and they're just not nice people. I'm introverted, but when I'm at work I like to be social, so they couldn't understand that. But I'm sorry, I'm ranting, just giving y'all bits and pieces of my real life. But this was a really, really good video, super insightful, something that I would love to do with my parents, just to see what it's like. Mom and stepdad, dad, grandparents wouldn't do it. Granddaddy maybe, grandma religious, she would want to do that. But yeah, tell me what y'all thought about it below. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Sorry I got so long with it, but until next time, peace.